Welcome to 8 Pixel Radio. I'm going to hand it over to our guests to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Aurora, and thank you for having me. I am a systems designer, and I am right now here from Madrid, and really happy to be here.
Welcome to the stage. We're going to jump straight in headfirst with the questions. And the first question is, what one song or album can you listen to on repeat? Why? What does it mean to you?
Okay, so, it goes through phases. I'm right now in a Broadway phase.
Okay.
And so I'm listening to Hamilton on repeat. That's a good 2.5 hour album. And I just love the kind of regardless of the historical part of it, I really like the message of someone who's really determined to do something.
Yeah.
And I also just I like to do things while I work, sometimes watching videos or something, but if I need to really focus, I feel like a musical is really cool because you are listening to a story and you're listening to music that's pretty good. So I've listened to the I've listened to that for at least 20 times in the past month.
That's a lot of hours. You've done a really good job.
That's a lot of hours.
Do you not get distracted? Yeah. It's getting drawn into the story whilst you're trying to work.
No, and yes, I sing, and sometimes I get a little bit sidetracked, but it's part of it. At least I know I can get a couple hours of deep work because I'm in Hamilton mode.
Yeah, shamelessly, I actually haven't seen it yet. I'm afraid. I know that it's something I absolutely have to watch. Somewhere. I will get there one day. I will get there and watch Hamilton, and then I'll let you know that I also listen to it on repeat for sure. Because that's what's
and it's go first you like it and then you're sold, you love it.
Before you know it, 2 hours have gone, and we're there together. All right, exactly. Great. So the next question is actually a random question. This is something I haven't asked you to prepare for, and I'm going to see how you approach this because I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay, I'm scared.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
In which year was the printing press invented?
That was probably 1750.
Is that your final answer?
That is, yes.
You're I guess I could say you're close, but you're not, I'm afraid. The correct answer is 1440 AD. It's old.
Oh, wow.
That thing is old.
See, I'm too stuck on the 18th century with Hamilton.
You are. This is where you are.
This is everything happened at that time.
Anything before is not worth our time. All right, question 2. Well, official question 2. What do you find yourself having to consistently convince other people of?
Well, it may sound really, really sad, but I'm adopted. And for me, I learned about it when I was 3 years old because I asked my mom if I had been in her belly and she said no, and then she explained. And it's been a really normal thing for me. And so when I tell people it's just I just started this podcast with you and I'm here telling you about it. It's really normal to me. And so people are like, no, you're kidding. No. Yeah, right. They found you under a bridge or something. I'm like, first of all, that's offensive.
Yeah.
Second, why would I be lying about something like that? And I just have to kind of convince people that it is a very normal thing and that it's actually a very good thing that people actually can adopt, children who would have had maybe not such a good life. So that's one of it. And then there's a little other one that I'm having to convince people that 2-letter words are a thing in Scrabble.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. I think you know about these words.
Yeah, I know that you're a terrible Scrabble player, so I'm
I suck.
About this one.
I suck at it. They're a thing, and people don't believe me. And yes, I don't know the meaning of half of them, but they're very useful.
Indeed. So you've got 2 very contrasting things there. The first one.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that because it is important to talk about this, and it is more common than people think. And you have had a fantastic life because of it, and you shouldn't
Yeah,
be having to sort of hide that away or not talk about it. And yeah, so thank you for sharing that. And Scrabble words, for sure, I get away with this all the time by pretending that even a 3 or 4 letter word, I'll just jam the letters down and see if it works. And the 2-letter ones
exactly.
can get you out of trouble for sure. All right, next question. Ready?
Yes.
What's the best thing you've never worked on?
Yeah. So I feel like I would have loved being in the room where like design decisions are made about the brown products when they're
Okay.
Dieter Rams. I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah.
his name, but I would have loved to be in those rooms because like looking at the products that kind of came out from him at that time, you see so many patterns and kind of like really consistent and very clever ways of displaying physical interfaces. And I was just really curious. I know what it's like to design digital products. I see people doing it every day, but
Yeah.
I'm really curious about how those processes worked. And yeah, I would have loved
I think
that.
that would have been amazing to be a part of that. I do wonder
Yeah.
whether at that time they felt as if they were doing something significant or not. I don't know.
Yeah, I think at that time it was probably not very collaborative.
Right.
I don't think it was like co-creation or like post-its anywhere. I think it was more
They weren't
like
using Figma.
it's like I yes, they were not using Figma, and I think that many decisions were made by Dieter Rams and everyone else was following.
Yeah. This is a tricky one for me because obviously people admire the Steve Jobs era as well, which you get the impression that that's exactly how they worked, a very
Yeah,
top-down approach. And then you need
yeah,
to balance mentally that the healthiness of working under that kind of person versus
yes,
having your name against these products that were obviously great. And I don't know how I would feel about that. And it's something I think about a lot, that you've got these iconic things, but as soon as you start to attach one person's name to it, that's probably not very healthy for everybody else.
yeah, yeah. I don't think I would have liked to be a part of Steve Jobs'
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
Would have probably retired within a few years and
Retired age
you know
25.
yeah, go plant some carrots or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. But yeah, the brawn stuff, great. I love that. It's just a shame they're so expensive.
Yes, especially now with like it has like kind of that added value from design point of view.
Yeah, exactly. Great, love that answer. Fantastic. And now we have a word from our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to us from, let me just check my notes, Design Systems. Never has a buzzword created such excitement and confusion in our industry. Who even knows what one is? I certainly don't. And because without one, we're all just useless pixel pushers. I think we can all agree about that. And now back to our scheduled programming. Question 4. What would your last meal be?
That's a really difficult one because I love food and I have a list of dishes that my mom cooks that I would always would like to include, like paella. But I recently discovered that I am gluten intolerant.
Oh no.
And it's a very sad thing because I love bread and I love pizza. So I probably would do kind of like a banquet with anything that has everything that has gluten, all sorts of pasta, all kinds of pizza, dip dish pizza, New York pizza, lots of macaroni and bread and a sandwich with like meatballs that also have bread in it. It's
Yes.
probably gonna, yeah, gluten galore would be my last meal.
Just all the gluten.
Yeah, just dumplings everywhere,
Oh,
everything
yeah.
fluffy and great texture.
Yeah, because you can go international with that. You can get
Yeah,
every single nation's top gluttonous dish and just pile it on that plate.
exactly.
Pile it on
Real
that plate.
smart.
If you're thinking about things like pizza, where are we going here? What toppings are we putting on those slices?
Well, I know this is controversial, but I would
Don't
put
do it.
pineapple.
Don't do it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I said it.
man.
I said it. ended my career in 1 second.
Ending the call as well. So you,
um,
okay, I'm going to let you redeem yourself with some other toppings before we do have
mhm.
to cancel this.
Pepperoni for sure. I actually love the arugula pizza with some vinegar on top.
Ooh, this is going upper class at the moment. I'm enjoying it. We're going from pineapple
Yeah,
pizza to vinaigrettes, and this is great.
yeah, absolutely not artichoke. Don't.
Oh,
That's your pineapple. Like for me, you use pineapple means artichoke. I don't understand it. I don't respect it.
I'm offended, but carry on.
Yeah,
All right, so we
sorry
got
about that.
pizza on there. We have dumplings. Are you talking Asian style dumplings?
Yeah, and also Czech style dumplings. My husband is Czech,
Okay,
and
I
every
haven't
time I
had that.
go there, it's kind of a struggle.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't had that before. Is it like a pierogi?
No, so these are like it's it's almost like uncooked. It feels it's so fluffy,
Oh,
and it could be like filled with like marmalade, or it could be just a piece of kind of really fluffy bread that you eat with like meat and sauce. There's all sorts of different ways of doing dumplings that are delicious.
but just not for you.
Just not for me.
Until your last meal.
Until my last meal.
Until your last meal, which is going to be a treat. Any drinks?
Any drinks? Aperol spritz.
Oh, great.
That's
Perfect
that's
with
my jam.
gluten, I heard.
Yes.
Really, really
Yes.
matches.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. No more. Just let me make it 10. It's my last meal.
A tray of Aperol Spritz, please, for the lady.
Exactly.
Great. I'm enjoying this. Would you have it all at once
Yes.
and just gorge it all
Yes.
in
Yeah,
one?
do you know that like technique for like when like the eating contest when you like do something like this and
Yeah.
like you kind of make it all go down a bit so that you can continue eating? I'll probably do that.
Okay. In your like orange prison jumpsuit,
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
it work. Okay.
Yeah.
I really like that. And have you thought about what crime you did commit for this last meal?
That was the difficult one because I didn't want to get heavy.
This is the
But
forum.
Um, no, so one thing that I hate is like when people make like poor lighting decisions in their houses.
Right.
And I just like really like walking around and looking at like people. It's a bit creepy, but I like it like the windows and I really like to look at what's inside. And usually it's like sometimes they'll have like, like this white lights from like old kitchens and like really offensive types of lighting. So I'd probably be arrested from trespassing and changing the lights around. I
Right.
think
Okay.
that's
So I thought
probably
you were going to say that you would kill everybody who had poor lighting. That's where I thought you were going with that. And I was getting scared. And thankfully, you have some good lighting today. So it would have been a disaster, really.
yeah, yeah.
You would be, you would go to, well, hang on a second. You would be thrown in jail and given the death penalty because you trespassed people's houses for poor lighting.
Well, and I stole their puppies. I
Right.
did that too.
That makes a lot more sense. So
Yeah,
the lighting is just an excuse to get in and take those little pups.
yeah.
That's really sad. I'm glad you get to have your gluten at the end for that traumatic experience. You just want to have all the puppies. What is your favorite dog breed? Not that I'm an expert, but please tell me.
100% greyhounds. I'm obsessed with them. I want to live and adopt all of them. I need them.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that, but I like that. Why?
So they are super chill and loving, and when you take them out for a walk, then you can go for a run because they are like really, they love running and being outdoors. But the rest of the time, they're just home and just chilling and chilling next to you, and they're just amazing animals. And they people get rid of them when they like are done with them
Yeah.
for hunting, and there's so many out there to adopt. So that's yes, I want
You
all of
want them
them.
all. You want them all. That's
Yep.
very sweet. And you can sprint with them whenever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the perfect combination. Like like they are active, but they also want to chill.
Okay, perfect dog. Check. Even though we're talking about prison, that was a great little ending to that little section. Really, I really enjoyed that. Poor lighting is something I didn't even consider coming out of here, but great. All right, last question. Most important question. What is your favorite curse word?
Joder. That's my absolute. So, joder, it's like literally means fuck. Like you say it in all the ways that you would say fuck. That has so many different like meanings and contexts. But it just doesn't sound like, if you say it in English, it doesn't do it for me. Like if I'm like, maybe I'm talking, I'm having a presentation or talking to you right now, and suddenly like, I don't know, my mic kind of
the lights
disconnect or something. I'm like, joder. Like it's not, it really expresses how you're feeling, and it's kind of that you're almost like doing like a workout when you say the word, like, that sound.
Yeah.
So just like you are letting that energy out, and then you understand the problem and you're going to fix it, but you have to say joder first.
And you feel a lot better after.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes it just comes out like maybe in a meeting, and then I regret it because there are Spanish people in the meeting, and
and
it's not
like,
very professional, but it's just like.
Is it something that makes you just feel a lot more comfortable once you've got that out? You can reset.
Yeah.
Get back on with your day.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's almost like I live like 90% of my life in English. At home, I speak English. At work, so it's almost like get a little bit of my identity, like my Spanishness, with that. Like I never try to translate it. Like it just comes out that way.
Yeah. Well, I think that I would feel the same about fuck as an English word, but yours feels like there's just so many more contexts that you can apply it to.
And how about bollocks?
No one really says that word.
Really?
No. I think it's maybe if I was of the monarchy, and it's that's the kind of ancient, oh bollocks, that kind of posh.
I think it's so funny. I love it.
It's a great word. I haven't even thought about that in a long time. I'm glad you brought that. Is there an equivalent? As a
cojones.
But as a curse.
Yeah, cojones.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think English is like understood as like, we also say that in Spanish, but it's understood having cojones is like, being brave, or like having the audacity. That's how I thought of it. But like when you are like telling someone off or something, it's like cojones. Like you're like, the fuck, bollocks.
Bollocks. I might try and do some more into my vocabulary. I think you've encouraged me to. That was a great curse word. I really enjoyed that, and if I can learn how to pronounce it, might start using it myself.
Yeah, it's just
but I'd need to go on an intense training program to make that happen. We're not.
I think you should try it. Just give it a try.
That's not going to happen. I can tell you that.
Okay.
For free. That's not going to happen right now. I'll go away and I'll go on this intensive training course to develop this ability to pronounce those kind of. And I'll come back to you with that, and then you'll hear me.
Okay, yeah, you let me know.
Public saying it, and you'll be like, "I taught that guy everything he knows." All right, that's all the questions. Thank you so much for being on this session. It went really quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
I had lots of fun.
I should have talked more.
You can talk more if you want. This is an open forum. If you'd like to add any more context or anything, this is the forum to do that. But your answers are fantastic. Really enjoyed that. And we'll see you around soon.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.